What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Nightmare 10 once again. I had to do my intro, of course, since I'm the one that's going to start the intro. It's us again. It's YouTube Take, introducing the two greatest co-hosts of myself and them. It makes any sense.
And them.
We're just the them, and
We're just the them now.
and I've been demoted.
The greatest trio in
I've been demoted.
YouTube is, I guess, what I was trying to say. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am Nightmare Baller 1, Nightmare Comics 1. I actually got a comic video coming soon. It's a project I've been working on for a while. Y'all heard it here first. So go ahead, kid.
bigratthreeten,
AKA
and the
Rick.
glory and everything. Yes.
Ricky. Anyways, but yes, we're back. It's been a while. I know you guys missed us. I think all of us have gotten questions about, hey, where's YouTube Take? I actually got one from someone the other day.
Every fucking day, at least once a day. When y'all recording again?
Yep. See, so we appreciate the love. We thank you guys. Life gets in the way. Some things are more important than trying to stay all night and do this for you guys. But hey, we love to do it.
This could have been done earlier if not for me fearing that I was going to fail one of my group projects.
Oh well.
So,
oh shit. Well, good. I'm glad you chose school instead. I respect that. A lot of people would have stupid decisions.
You know, Mortal Kombat is more important than you got. Now I'm kidding.
I'm be playing Fallout 4 right now. Okay, so you know how dedicated I am to this.
You know what's going on. Get it out. I've been messaged and spammed and insulted, sometimes in different languages, sometimes using slurs that don't apply to me or my ethnicity, but
all right. Now, the main reason why I wanted to make this recording is a lot of you on the Twitter feed, in the media, and my random Ask FM trolls that don't know how to add a motherfucker. Anyone, has pretty much drugged my boy number 12. And y'all know, if y'all been following this channel, at any point, y'all know that that's my favorite athlete in the world. Number 12, meaning Andrew Luck. Not Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady, Andrew Luck. I think that he is going to be the next big star in the NFL. I think that the sky's the limit for him. But he has had a disastrous season this year. And I think that a couple of things have contributed to that, because the thing that a lot of y'all aren't using y'all brain to fucking realize is that in this league, to throw 40 touchdowns is fucking impossible. Brett Favre, y'all know that guy? Brett Favre, Hall of Fame, all-time leader in touchdown passes. Well, not anymore. Now it's Peyton Manning. But second all-time in touchdown passes, that guy, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live, he never threw for 40 touchdowns in a season. Yeah, wow. He never did that. Look it up. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. Look it up. He threw for 40 touchdowns last year, 16 interceptions. That ratio is pretty damning. Anytime that happens, and someone as young as him, this is not an old guy that threw for 40 touchdowns and then the next year started to break down. This is a young guy. This is a 26-year-old man. You know what I mean? 26-year-old guy that the next season, it looks like everything fell apart. There's usually a reason for it. Now, let me give y'all a theory, okay? He has been forcing the issue. He has been all year. He has been. And that is not a good thing. I'm not going to defend that. But have you ever heard the term gunslinger?
Yeah.
Okay, Brett Favre, who I brought up, was a gunslinger. Drew Brees is a gunslinger. That is not a terrible thing to have a gunslinger. But for some odd reason, he throws so many interceptions and he turns the ball over. And it's a big fucking issue now when Drew Brees made a career out of being a gunslinger. When Brett Favre made a career out of being a gunslinger. Even Eli Manning has made a career out of being a gunslinger. Like, when did that become the worst thing in the world? When did that happen? Well, if you're making the playoffs, if you are the key reason, because I don't care what anybody fucking says, you're not going to sit here and tell me that he's not the key reason why they went 11-5 3 straight years. Well, before he got there, they were 2-14 without him. You're not going to sit here and tell me that he is not the key reason that is happening, because that would be ridiculous. Am I right? Wouldn't that be ridiculous?
Yeah.
I agree.
And also, he's been forcing the issue. He has a new target in Andre Johnson, who just looks old now. Let's just call it what it is. Like, he does not look the same. He's the same blocker because he's fucking huge, but he's not the same receiver anymore. His hands are gone, his speed is gone, his explosiveness. He just does not look the same. Can we all agree on that at least? Like, my God, he does not look the same.
That's what I tried to tell people, but no. I don't know.
Like there's a reason why the Texans got rid of him. They cut bait because he hadn't looked the same. Like, he didn't look the same last year. But whatever.
Yep, Reggie, just saying.
And Frank
fuck you.
Just saying.
And Frank Gore. I'm not going to sit here and bash Frank Gore because all of the problems with Frank Gore this season is because of that coaching staff. They have had the most just unimaginative play calling in terms of a run game ever. All they do is literally run draws to the left. Literally all they do. Draw play. He is old, bro. Like, you gotta, like, if you have a running back Frank Gore is talented, but if you have a guy who is up there in age, you have to give him creative things to do. That's why against the Broncos, they did creative shit, and at the beginning of the game, they had a running game. And I find it funny that people they totally ignore the fact that they have not had much of a running game this entire man's career. Okay. Now that I've gotten out the way all the things he's done wrong, let's get to the meat and potatoes of why I wanted to do this. The dude has been hurt all season. That much is obvious. Did y'all see the story that came out? And they said that he had broken ribs. And he had been hiding the broken ribs. I mean, like, the team had been hiding it because they wanted him to play, which I think is very, very, very terrible to do to a young guy. And also, here's some more criticism to Andrew Luck, since y'all say y'all always make excuses for the motherfucker. Here it is. You're a young dude. You have to know to take care of your body, bro. You have to take the initiative to go, I am not healthy. I need to sit down. This is not working. We have an older guy, Matt Hasselbeck, who can come out here, and he's proven he can win games. Obviously not do what I can do because he's 40, but he knows what to do. He can win games. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's there, to be a backup. That's the backup's job, to come in and win games when it looks like the older guy can't. Is that not the backup's job? I mean, like whenever the starter gets hurt, the backup's job is to come in and just fill that role. Maybe not set the world on fire, but be able to hold it down. Is that not it? Did I, am I missing something? Am I missing something? Didn't Matt Castle do that for the Patriots years ago? And it's funny. It was I saw Skip Bayless and other motherfuckers talking about why do you even need Andrew Luck? Matt Hasselbeck's undefeated. That's ridiculous. That is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Matt Hasselbeck, 40 years old, and I love Matt Hasselbeck. I think he's one of the most underrated athletes ever. You know what I mean? But he's 40. He's fucking 40. He's 40. But yeah, he's been hurt all year. The man has been playing with broken ribs. There was a rumor that he had partially separated collarbone or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I think it's pretty obvious his timing has looked off. You know what I mean? And he's been getting annihilated. He's the third most sacked quarterback in the league. Look it up. He's been getting annihilated. Completely destroyed. And then and I find it ironic that the one game that they actually protect him, that's when he gets a lacerated kidney. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, and not hilarious, but like, that's the one game they actually protect him. It's crazy to me. And the lacerated kidney thing. Okay, if you know anything about the human body, right? If you lacerate an organ, there's two ways that happen. It's either inflammation or a bone, okay? If the man was playing with broken ribs, which means bone fragments and shards are all over his abdomen, like, come on.
Look at the physiological spec that, Keem is bringing here to the.
I'm just saying, like, dude, like,
hashtag anatomy lesson.
Like, have you ever seen a human skeleton? Like, have you ever seen, like,
yes,
and you see, like, how, like, the organs are all located in that abdomen area, the stomach, all that stuff, kidneys, liver, all that. It happens, right around the ribs, man, the bottom rib. They said he broke, you know what I'm saying, everything from the top part of his pectoral down. They said, oh, that's fucked up. There's a Vine video. I wish I could find it, but there's a Vine video where, like, when they made the comeback against the Titans, remember that? Matt Hasselbeck, like, taps him on the shoulder, like, hey, man, good job. And he grimaces and grabs his sternum. That let me know right there. I was like, he's hurt. He's hurt, and he's still trying to play. That let me know right there. Like, it's obvious. Like, this young dude has all the talent in the world. Don't y'all ever stop to think that, oh, maybe this is not him. Maybe it's not totally him. Maybe something else is going on. Maybe something else is going on. But no, because he's the quarterback, people expect him to just be able to move buildings and withstand kryptonite and shit like that. Like, no. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, if this was Tom Brady, let's be honest. If Phil, I hate to do this because I know it's your boy, and I'm going to praise him later, okay? But if this was Tom Brady and he was struggling like this, we'd be like, well, what's up with the rest of the team? What's going on here?
Yeah.
That's what would be happening.
Wait,
that's what would be happening.
You mean like when he was actually struggling and that's what people said?
And that's what people were doing. Like, it's...
Well, last year they all claimed that when he was struggling, he was on the decline. So let's not say.
Okay. Look, maybe there were 2 reporters that said that, but there were far more people acting
like, oh, these receivers. Look at his weapons. Look at what he's throwing to. Look at his. Yes. Which is all true. Which is all true, though. But
no, it's not. No, it is not. No, it is.
All right,
not.
let's move on to luck. Come on.
He is the greatest fucking weapon in the game. Shut the fuck up with that.
Well, he didn't all of when it was when the decline talk was really going on. Like Gronk wasn't there, to be fair. Like when people were really going in on the decline thing, and he's still on decline because he's old. Like he's just not Kobe Bryant. He's smart with it. He's more Tim Duncan than Kobe Bryant. Let's put it like that. But whatever. Like this just annoys me because he is obviously in pain. He is obviously hurt. He lacerated his kidney, and people talking about he's going to be back in 2 to 6 weeks. Look, I had a friend who lacerated his kidney, and he almost died, so I doubt he's going to be back in 6 weeks. I'm just saying. He had a lot of internal bleeding. He was peeing blood. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it. Like, I really doubt it's going to happen. You know, if I was them, I'd just give up on the season. So they're going to fire Chuck Pagano anyway. I think that much is obvious. So I just give up on the season, and let's move on. And one more point I wanted to make. He is fucking talented, and against the Broncos, who I will concede to the kid, who I laughed at him about, is the best. And kid, you get that one. But there's only one QB all season to have a good game against them. Even the mighty Aaron Rodgers had 70 yards against them. There's only one QB in the league to have a good game against them. You know who that was? but all of a sudden, it's what the Broncos did wrong. Oh, they were out of position, and Akeem Talib with 2 big mistakes. Yeah, at the end of the game, when it was over, when he had already stretched them for an entire half.
Chris Harris did have a concussion. Don't undermine that.
Yeah, but kid, come on, man. Look, kid,
what?
Really?
He's like their second best player.
He is their second best player. But everybody else was there. Everyone else was there, kid. Everyone else. You think Chris Harris? So this let's just be honest. Andrew Luck had been turnover prone all year. Been more turnover, been more negative than positive. I can say that. That's my boy. I can say that. Y'all, I can talk about him. Y'all can't. But you know what I mean? Like he been turnover prone all year. This is the most stingy defense in the league. You would think that it wouldn't have made. You know what I mean? That he would have had some turnovers. He went perfect. Pretty much. He went perfect. His QBR was in the 80s.
Well,
only QB to do that against the Broncos. Only QB.
Well, he sucks.
Yeah, exactly. But he sucks. But now he sucks all of a sudden. Anyone else that comes at me about this boy, I swear to God, anyone else, whether it be my family or y'all motherfuckers on the internet, like I'm fucking somebody up. Like this is everything I think about his season right here. Don't ask me no more questions. Let's move on.
Didn't you also? Not just him, but didn't you also want to talk? about
other stuff. We'll naturally get to that stuff, but I just mainly want to talk about that. Let's go.
One thing I'll add real quick, Mark.
Because I've been doing a lot of talking. Y'all haven't, so go ahead.
One thing I'll add is that you know how you were saying Andrew Luck, you were comparing him to like Brett Favre, Drew Brees, and stuff like that. I think the difference in the two or whatever is Twitter wasn't around when Brett Favre was in his prime and Drew Brees was in his most of his prime. So it's like I think that Andrew Luck, when they did their interception runs and all that stuff like they did, and when they had those kind of seasons, people weren't able to fully criticize them like they are Andrew Luck,
But even the media, man, like even just take the media, the media fucking loves Brett Favre, fucking loves Brett, and ignores the fact that he was Like I get on Eli Manning. Oh, Eli Manning's nothing like Brett Favre was. Like nothing. Like, but even the media, like they get like they be getting. Oh, he's so turnover prone. No, Brett Favre was for 20 years. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Right.
Like, let's be fair. Let's call it. Let's talk about the positives he does. You know what I mean? And let's also bring up the fact that if there was a stat for tipped interceptions in the entire league, Andrew Luck would probably be the leader. Andrew Luck and Matt Ryan will probably lead the league in that shit. Tipped interceptions.
Well, I was also going to ask that.
And maybe your boy, kid Ryan Tannehill's up there too.
Yeah, don't remind me. But wait, I did want to ask before we move on the Pep Chud stuff. You should probably also talk about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now I like Pep Hamilton. I like him. You know what I mean? In college, he brought a power run style to Stanford that they still using today. How does that benefit Andrew Luck at all? I think we've always lamented their play calling. We always lamented the fact he has been forced to hold the ball too long. Let's put it like this, okay? You ever played Madden and like there's like a certain set of plays that you just find yourself using over and over and over again? You don't realize why you're doing it, but you end up doing it. That ever happened to y'all?
Yeah, of course. Totally.
They actually did that in like actual NFL games. Similar formations, same plays over and over. That's pretty much. Hey, Andrew, you hike the ball and you get us 20 yards down the field. Let's not do like what they do for Tom Brady, where everything you need to know is available to you before the snap. All you have to do is look at the formation, look at how the defenses line up, and make the decision. Like, no one in the league gets it out faster than Tom Brady and Peyton Manning used to. Not so much no more. But because Peyton, and even more props to Peyton Manning. See, this is why I've gained because I've started to like read up more how like, NFL systems are and shit. Like I used to do that for colleges, but now I'm doing that for NFL, a lot now. I watch the NFL Network a lot where they break down what teams do and shit like that. It's actually pretty nifty. They got the show called NFL Access where they do that a lot. You ever watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool. But like Peyton Manning used to do that himself. You know what I mean? At the line, he would look at what's going on. He know every route everyone's supposed to run, and he'll know the first place he's going as soon as he hikes the ball. Like the minute he hikes the ball, he'll know. You know what I mean? And if it's not there, then he has to decide on the fly. Andrew Luck pretty much always has to decide on the fly. There's a primary guy, but he won't. Like his route won't develop until he's like 10 yards down the field. Nobody throws the ball downfield, and this is a fucking fact. No one throws the ball downfield more than Andrew Luck. There's no one in the league that does that. Absolutely no one. People love it. And Alex Smith is a good example. Like Alex Smith is like, he's like a game manager. He's conservative. He doesn't turn the ball over much. That's because he's throwing the ball 3 yards down the field every time he fucking snaps it. Like, it's not that big a deal. Like I'm pretty sure that if we had a good coach, if Kid had a good coach, he could do that. Like he could do that. Like if he had a good offensive line and a good coach, and they'd be like, oh yeah, all you got to do is do that and let the blockers take over. That's why he'll never win anything. I'm just saying. It is not. But yeah, Pep Hamilton and Chud. Like I don't know if Chudzinski's the answer. I have no idea. But I do know that Pep Hamilton's style, it was not an NFL style. Really, like, y'all need to realize, man, Andrew Luck is the reason why that offense was so successful for 3 years, man. Like, if you really think about it. People love to point out, well, people always say he has no weapons. Well, he didn't for 3 years, man. He had an aging Reggie Wayne and T.Y. Hilton. That's about it. A suspect offensive line. Cody Fleener, who I do like as a tight end, but he ain't exactly setting the world on fire.
Bad running backs.
You know what I mean? What you saying?
Bad running backs.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. And what we can call a running game. Now he got Frank Gore, and I feel bad for Frank Gore because they're not helping him. It's like his last year in San Francisco. Like he got better as the season went along, but they didn't help him. Like you have to help an older guy like that. You just have to. He's an aging running back. How old is Frank Gore now? Like 33?
He's been around for a while.
He's been around for a while, man. I don't know, but
I got it. Hopefully you feel better now. Hopefully we're not going to be launching, slurs on Messenger and social media and all that stuff now.
I mean, this, like I said, this is my tape. This is my confessional right here. Okay, this is it. This is fucking it. I don't want to do anything else about Andrew Luck.
I could just imagine like all the trolls you get like asking, and then you just like linking this over and over and over again.
Like, don't say I don't criticize him. I criticize him all the fucking time. Y'all just stupid. I criticize him all the time. Literally all the time. I
You
did his
know,
whole career.
I know there's a lot of good CFB stuff to talk about, but I want to continue this momentum. How about you get into your boys, your team?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Let's go right to the Eagles.
I've been doing a lot of talking. Like, y'all.
No, no, but it's good. But like you have momentum, and like I don't want to stop it. It's good. It's fun. It's
Okay.
good fun.
So what we talking about? The Eagles? Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get them. I don't get them, man. Like, are we good? Are we bad? Are we mediocre? Are we just, I don't know, like, we have no running game to speak of. I mean, to be honest with you, Ryan Matthews has looked a lot better than DeMarco Murray. But the reason behind that is because he wasn't the right guy for this system anyway. If we would have just kept Shady, like we should have to begin with. Because let's be honest, Shady's struggling in Buffalo because they don't have the right system for him either. And he hasn't been healthy too, to be honest. But like their system doesn't fit him either. They need a guy like DeMarco Murray where you can just hand him the ball and have him just push his way on down the field. You can't do that with you can't do that with LaShawn McCoy. You never could. That's why I think that he worked better with Chip Kelly's system, because Chip Kelly is, you know what I mean, like his whole thing is the spread, you know what I mean, read option, things like that. And that helps a guy like Shady, who you can hand the ball, he can go to the edge and then take off, make things happen himself. DeMarco Murray's never been that guy. He wasn't that guy in Dallas. He never will be that guy. That's why he's going to struggle all year. But, you know, whatever. Sam Bradford sucks. Like, he fucking sucks. I don't know what the kid, before the season, he was like, they're going to have the number one, you know, scoring offense. I was like, Sam Bradford? Like, did you see this
I never said number one. I never said number one.
Wait, what'd you say? It was something like that.
No, I said what I said was they could have. What I said was that the Eagles quarterback, no matter who it's been, like over the past 3 years, has been the number 4 quarterback in fantasy football, as long as Chip has been there. And I said Sam could do that. I said Sam could do that.
Let's put it like this. I miss Nick Foles, all right? Obviously, Sam can't do that.
Wow.
Like, I miss Nick Foles, man.
Yo, he was horrible last year.
Who, Nick Foles? Yeah. Yeah, he was. But I miss Nick Foles. I never felt like, you know what I mean? Like, like with Sam Bradford, I feel like we cannot win at all with this guy. Like, if we need him to win us a game, it ain't happening. That's how I feel with Sam Bradford. Like, it'll be other things that attribute to us winning. You know what I mean? Not him. But at least with Nick Foles, I'm like, well, maybe he might, maybe. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know. I don't feel that way about Sam. Sam's awful. I don't know. Sam's
What about the defense?
I was just gonna get to that. Surprisingly though, the defense is a whole lot better, which I didn't see coming. This is a Chip Kelly defense that is actually pretty damn awesome. Like, I was completely surprised. Chip Kelly's defense. Go figure. I still think Byron Maxwell is not a good cornerback. He's a stingy cornerback. He give you a lot of big plays, but he also gets burnt a lot. I think it is pretty obvious who the weak link of the Legion of Boom fucking was. I think it's pretty obvious now. But I knew it was gonna happen. Like, I knew as soon as we gave him all that money, I was like, he's not that good. It's not gonna mean much. So it's not gonna change anything. Like, he's whatever. But and then we traded for Kiko Alonso, who's hurt again.
And you guys just lost Hicks for the season.
Yep, gone for the year.
That's a huge loss.
Right after he had
Wait, really?
Game. Yeah.
Oh
Hicks.
wow, I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
Right after he had his best game. You can't make this shit up, man. That's how it is to be a football fan if you're me. All right, that's what happens. Like, the kid knows too. Oh yeah, we got to talk about all that later too. But the kid knows the pain of being a football fan of a team mired in mediocrity, man.
Oof.
And like Chip Kelly, like, I don't understand the faith people have in Chip Kelly. He has not done anything yet at the NFL level, man.
Because he's won 20 games in 2 years.
Man, did you see the way that team it just corroded upon itself last year? Did you see that? He won 10. Yes, he won 10 games in 2 years, and so far 24 and 3. You know what I mean? But
25 after this weekend.
Well, yeah. We'll
get to that. We'll get to that.
It's just I don't understand the faith in this man. Like I just don't. Like all he ever did, but prior to coming into the NFL, is underachieve at Oregon. He built them up, which he deserves a world of credit for, because at a time they were kind of in, let's put it like this, they were kind of in limbo to an extent. They kind of did not know who they were. And Chip Kelly came in and was like, okay, let's just go, and see what happens. And it really worked, and he was recruiting the right guys, letting Marcus Mariota there before he left, all that stuff. You know what I mean? All of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he deserves all that, but he also underachieved mightily. Remember the game? Remember the season where they played Cam and shit like that or whatever?
Yeah,
that game was closer than it should have been. But to be honest with you, they should have won that game because Auburn played the worst game they ever played. That whole season, that was their worst game. That game, they should have won that game. This is a team that was averaging almost 50 points a game before that game, and he scored 19. I'm just saying, that's all he ever did at Oregon. All he ever did, and lose to Stanford. I forgot about that. Lose to Stanford. Forgot about that.
Well, before we transition, I want to say, I want to like kind of keep it going here. Like, we should have said this after the luck thing, but you said when you were ranting about this earlier that it was a similar issue with Kaepernick, and like it's pretty topical. He's benched and everything like that. So before we go on to like the full college football stuff, just quickly, like, what are your thoughts on how the Cap stuff went down?
I think there's been, like, this is just speculation. I don't know, because the Niners aren't exactly my team, but I love Colin Kaepernick. Y'all know that. I think it's another guy that I think this show knows me for defending and shit. And Cam Newton too, and I want to talk about him later. But I think it's just too much change for one guy. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was that bad last year. I just think he is what he is, and I think they want him to be more than that. And he's just not. I think he's always going to be what he is. Like he's always going to be the guy with a heavy arm that can really move, but not much else. I think you can win with that, but don't expect him to, like, he needs good coaching. He needs he's not going to be like Peyton Manning was, or or even Cam Newton offensively, because let's be real, they're not helping him out at all offensively. Let's just be honest. He's not he's not going to be Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Where, and even though Tom Brady has Bill Belichick, I think at this point it really doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to be like, anyone like that, where the coaching doesn't matter. He's going to get you what you need. Like, no, I think he needs, like, I think getting them losing Harbaugh is really, going to be a detriment to that dude for a long time, I think he may not ever be what he once was. Even though I think he is the same, I just think that's not good enough at this point for that team.
The same as his 2012 year.
Yeah, I think he's the same player. Because a lot of that stuff, a lot of people just kind of like, glossed over his deficiencies because they were winning. But it was things he couldn't do then. Like, he was never a guy to check down. Yeah, I mean, he was never a dude to make the right read in the red zone. Because remember, he only had one touchdown in the entire Super Bowl run. Remember that in the red zone? Yeah. One red zone touchdown pass. He'll never be that guy. He just is what he is.
Look at the first half of that game.
What, the Super Bowl?
Yeah, people forget that.
Yeah, he was bad. Then the lights went out.
And then things changed.
The conspiracy of the lights.
Wasn't that the Beyonce year? Oh my God, she blew the lights out.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm repositioning myself. All right, so now let's talk, because I'm kind of down to talk some college football. Because, like, one, I think people like the NFL stuff.
What the heck?
No, I was. I'm getting out of my common room. This common room is way. All right, now I can yell again because there were other people in the room and I had to kind of like reserve myself.
Like, did you hear that, Phil?
Yeah, it sounded like a plane.
Yeah. A plane?
It sounded like
a plane.
That's what it sounded like.
Nice to know this podcast is falling off the rails. So, anyways, look, I think people like it when we talk NFL, but I think people really like that we actually, give college football coverage, because the old saying, Markeem, like, no one. People really don't watch college football.
People really don't watch college football.
All right, so a lot of crazy stuff has happened in college football. So first, I'm going to start with there's a lot to talk about, but Markeem badly doesn't want to talk, so I'll start to the one that can get Phil to talk first, and that's Steve Spurrier retiring and all that stuff.
All right. Well, I mean, it was bound to happen. He was going to get fired anyway, so it was either get fired or
But hold on, time out. Like you really think they were gonna fire him though? I don't know,
at the end
man.
of the season. I mean, well, it was never going to come down as him being fired, but it was going to be a mutual.
Oh, he was gonna resign,
Yeah, or something like that. First of all, I would like to say that I hear a lot of people calling him a quitter, and there are some they have their what was I gonna say? They have their points, I guess. Florida Redskins, whatever. They have their reasons, but I just want to say is like people are quick to call him a quitter. Like when you win, people will suck it up and suck it up and suck it up. But the second you start losing, people will beat you when you're down, man. And it's like, and they're not thankful. I'm a big person now. I'm thankful for when you got, you got us to a certain point. So I'm not gonna sit there and call him a quitter. That's the day I find out he's gonna retire, like a lot of fans I saw. But that's beside the point. The point is he left. He didn't wait till the end of the season, which I actually think helps the program. I don't know if Markeem would agree, but
I agree with that.
I think it actually helps the program because now the recruits
they can search for a coach and they can also work out the guy y'all got.
Right, Sean Elliott, we can see what he's got. I like his fire. I'm not sure he's exactly the answer. But I mean, yeah, it kind of gives us, gives a shot for coaches out there that might want the job, that they can kind of see how we finish the season.
That's a really good point, Phil. Good job.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think as far as Sean Elliott keeping the job, I mean, unfortunately, I think if we beat Clemson, then he would have a good shot at keeping it. I don't know. We'll see.
Y'all might hear noise. I'm walking past Call of Duty. Go ahead, keep talking, Phil.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So I mean, Spurrier, I'm not. I guess I'm not going to call him a quitter or anything. I'm thankful for what he did for us. I mean, Carolina, if you don't know this, was irrelevant before he got there.
Shit, that's being nice.
Understatement. Markeem would agree. So the fact that that's why I thought that fans attacking him for leaving the way he did was way uncalled for. Because I was like, do you guys remember that we were literally irrelevant, and he got us to I think it was 3 11-win seasons. So yeah, never won the SEC. I think we won the SEC East once.
One time.
I think we did win it once. So that's bigger than it was. Yeah, we didn't get the SEC title that I wish we could have gotten, but just SEC is not that I'm trying to stroke the SEC that gets stroked like no other. But the SEC it's hard to win the SEC.
There used to be a saying back in the day that all the SEC is a threat except for Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's just Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
And then it became that. And, well, now the East is freaking wide open outside of Florida. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to sit back and see what happens. It's hard. I will admit, man, it's hard to watch games when you just know that you just don't feel like we got a shot. So it's I say it's been a while since I've actually felt that way. So, but I will say, and I don't know if we're gonna get to talking about this, but for the Clemson Carolina game later, I'm hearing a lot of Clemson fans just flat out say we have zero chance, and it's in Carolina. Clemson is a rival, and which I have a rant about that. I don't know if I should go now or
come on, man, come on with it.
Let me just say something, and Markeem knows this. Okay, I'm going to rant about this whole Clemson Carolina thing. This will probably matter to no one outside of South Carolina, but you'll understand what I'm saying. I have people on my Facebook. Clemson, if you don't know, is 9-0. They're number 1 in the nation. I have Gamecock fans in quotations. I'm using that, but well, some of them I know are actual fans, but still, are saying let's go Clemson, or Clemson. Hopefully they'll do well. Hopefully they'll win it for the state. Get the freak out of here. Like, are you serious? Win it for the state? No, I want Clemson to lose to freaking Syracuse this week. I mean, I don't know. The only way, I would root for Clemson to win anything is because I would want us to be the ones that beat them. That's the only reason. But this whole if we can't do it, I guess if Clemson wins the title, at least it's good for South Carolina. Screw that. You really want Clemson fans to have that. You really want Clemson fans to be able to say, guess what? We have a national champ, even though they do have one, which there's a lot of stuff on the back of that, but that's another point. But anyways, Like, you really want them to say, oh, guess who won a national championship? Guess who won a national championship? Yeah, shut up, Gamecocks. No, we don't want them to win a national championship. I want them to look like fools. If they get to the playoffs, if they even get past us, which if they're even legit of a team, they should, but whatever. If they get past us and they get in the playoffs, I hope Bama, Ohio State, Baylor, I don't care if it's Georgetown State, destroy them. Like, I don't care. These people sit down and write these letters down on your freaking computer in your status, whatever you got to do. Rival, R-I-V-A-L. They're not friends. They are not friends.
Georgetown State.
Yep.
I don't know where that came from, but still, Oklahoma State, anybody, it doesn't matter. What I'm point is, I'm never rooting for Clemson. There's no way I'm rooting for Clemson. You know, if they fought Notre Dame, I just wouldn't even watch it. I mean, which they did earlier this season, but I did watch it. But I'm saying, like, if for a title, if they fight again or something, or but anyway, that was just small. Stand that, like, it's all over Facebook. Like, we'll do it. At least Clemson can do it for the state. No, you think Clemson fans care what the Gamecocks doing? They're laughing and making our 3-6 team look even worse because they're like, click. Blah, blah, blah. They're sending stuff. They're so happy. Yeah, we'll see what happens in November.
That's a loser's attitude, man.
So dumb. Like, so dumb.
So
it's like a bandwagon thing. It's like, no, you're just trying to say, like, you're just trying to root up. No, stop.
Like, kid, were you cheering for Florida State?
No. And several people did ask me that, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Like,
no.
Like, it just does not make sense. And
we do not live in an actual confederation. Like, taking that much pride in your state, like, chill out.
And here's another thing that I thought about too. Do they realize that if Clemson won the national championship, that doesn't help the state? That helps Clemson. Guess who does not get recruits? Gamecocks don't get recruits because now they're going to go to the national champion. That's what it hurts. It hurts recruiting. It hurts people going to the schools in general. I mean, that kind of stuff. Why would you want that to happen? Yeah, of course Clemson wants it to happen, but we're talking about freaking rival. Like Markeem always talks about how he still to this day hates Matt Schaub. There's a reason for that.
yeah, I still do. So I don't even know where he is right now. I hope he's choking on a bone or something.
Like, Baltimore. Seriously, like, and usually, I mean, when they move on, players from Clemson move on. I like to see. I respect their talent, like Sammy Watkins and C.J. Spiller. I respect their talent, but when they were in Clemson, forget it. I hope they died. I mean, well, not died. That was a little extreme. But I'm saying, like,
of football death. I got you.
Perspective. They died.
Yeah.
So, but
I do hope Logan Thomas dies, but whatever.
Well, yeah, poor Logan. Is he even in the league anymore? I don't even know. But yeah, that's just something I don't understand why you would like. If for those that don't watch college football, if I have to move it to the pro side. If you're a Patriots fan, you're not rooting for the freaking Jets. If you're a Dolphins fan, you're not rooting for the Patriots. There's no way in hell you're ever rooting for them. Like, I mean, outside of, I guess, you need them to win a playoff game, but you're not rooting for them. Like, no, it's not happening. So, anyways, that's my rant about that. South Carolina, we'll see what they do. But if you're a Gamecock fan, if you're a Clemson fan, if you're a fan of anybody and your rival is could possibly play for a national championship, pray on your knees that they lose.
I thought that's what it's supposed to be, man.
It's rivalry, man. It's rivalry. This is exactly the same thing that got me to lose interest in this rivalry because people did that crap. But anyway, go ahead, Big Rat. You want Amy?
Yeah, no, I mean, not about that. I have no thoughts on that issue, but that was great work. Just that I think this is a great transition. Going to Keem here now, just speaking about the number one in the country.
Hold on. Before we do that, Frank Beamer's leaving his last year.
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna try not to cry. I already did that, but yeah, I actually cried. Fuck y'all. Like the thing I don't think I'm starting to tear up now, but I think the thing that people don't understand is that the thing with Frank is that that's why I got into the sport of football. Like Virginia Tech was my first, and he was my coach. Like. Since I was little, you know what I mean? Wow. I can't really. I'm better just if you have any other questions of how I feel about it, like I'll type it, but I'll just say that that's gonna be the rest of the season is gonna be really hard for me. It's been hard because we haven't been that good, but if we get to a bowl game I want to go. I don't care where it is. Like I don't care if it's on Mars. Like I have to be there. You know,
Yeah.
I have to be there. But
I
yeah,
would like to.
if what you say?
No, I just very quickly wanted to apologize. And there is no bigger clip anyone can ever group together to dismiss my name than that clip of me cackling and then instant transition to Keen talking about why Beamer is so important to him. I could not
Oh
have
yeah.
had worse timing on that, and I apologize. Like I was literally like, because like you started with the yeah I cried fuck you, and I was like ha 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 ha, and then instantly like right after I laughed, you're just like explaining like what it means to you, and I'm just like God damn man, now I feel bad.
No, because it's like kind of like your dad, man. Like
Yeah,
I got to shake his hand and say hey to him one time, and it was like I still remember. Like, I remember it vividly, but it was like for 5 seconds.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this hurts. All of it hurts, man. Like because the reason why I love college football so much, and the reason why y'all even have the show is probably Frank Beamer. So it's this is hard. This is hard. It's like let's put it like this, Phil. Let's say when you became a Patriots fan, the moment you became a Patriots fan, Bill Belichick was there, and he's there all the way until you're like, or when you became a football fan,
But that's pretty
he's
much.
there
I
all the.
mean, that kind of pretty much is the case.
No, what I'm just saying, like he's there all the way for like 20 some odd years, like the
Right.
entire time. The entire time you've gotten into football, he's been the coach of your favorite team, and he just leaves, bro. Like, like I know
He's
he's
I'm not gonna
retiring.
lie. When Brady retires, I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a party. I'm throwing a happy celebration,
And then
and I
Jimmy
will.
Garoppolo will rock it out.
Yeah,
You
Jimmy
see,
Garoppolo
but
would
no,
be
but no, but
everything Tom Brady wants him to be. That'd be
wait,
hilarious.
no, but this is the beauty of it. Like I would be rooting hard for Garoppolo to win as many Super Bowls as possible with that team, because then it just like
Oh, it
validates.
makes
Like,
your argument in.
yes, yes, you don't understand, Phil. I will become a fan of your team. I will root for them in the playoffs
That's
for the
okay.
rest of
Four
my.
four more Super Bowls, I'll take it. I ain't gonna even. I don't care. You can have the.
As as long
You
as
can
as
have it all
long
you
as
want. The
as
Dolphins
long as
would be irrelevant for another 13 years.
and hey, they could be, but as long as Belichick wins more Super Bowls without Brady, I will like keep happily cheering and celebrating. So don't worry, don't worry. I will become a
Just so
good
you
That
can
team
say
whole
I
fan.
was
rival thing.
right.
Just
God damn it.
forget that whole rival thing I just said.
Yes, exactly. I will forget it all. I will. They will become my second favorite team. Like I will be rooting hard. A complete 180 flip of the script from what's going on right now. Because I also do think it could happen.
Yeah, it could. He's no, he's. I think he's good, man. I think he's good. I
I
think
think he's.
that situation is perfect, man. He's learning behind one of the best ever, man. When he finally gets to go, he will be ready, man. It'll be like the Aaron Rodgers thing, like
Yes,
real shit.
I
I
agree.
Like
think.
he'll be ready to go, man.
I think you said last year that Garoppolo is not like already better than Brady, but you think he is more developed, like the first 2, 3 years into his
Yeah,
career than he was by
yeah.
that
And then
point.
Tom Brady was like Tom Brady was learning on the fly. Like he's been chilling, learning behind one of the best with Bill Belichick, man.
Yep. You've been learning how to
Like,
take them knees.
exactly. It's the man is ready to go. But yeah, Beamer's retiring. It's sad. I don't want to talk about it too much more. You want me to go
No.
into it? Just hit me on Twitter. Yeah.
No worries. I'll talk about something that made me very happy to transition. Like
Yeah.
all of our coaches leaving
Yeah, I
in
just
different
realized that.
in different ways. All right, all right. No, I'm tired of this shit. So, for those who do not know, I've been a absolute diehard University of Miami Hurricanes fan my entire life. One of the first memories I have of human existence is watching them
Bad
win the
call.
national.
Bad call. I couldn't help myself.
I was actually going to say one of my first memories was watching them win the championship on TV when I was like 6. But
Oh, that was 90 what?
no, no,
91?
no, 2001.
Oh, yeah, you are a kid. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I'm a kid. Come on now. But yeah, like essentially, that was when that was when I
Yeah, the
that was when
second best college football team of all time.
oh my god, enough with that crap. Enough. Okay, here. How about this? How about this? By far the most talented team to ever play.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, man. The 2000 team, man, if they would have went undefeated,
Yes,
I
I'm
don't
aware, but
know.
they got fucking robbed.
Uh,
Oh, wah, wah.
I'm trying to think who that was. Oklahoma and Florida State, right?
Yes, that's when
Yeah, they beat
fucking
Florida. Yeah, yeah.
we
That's what
beat Florida
everyone.
State and didn't get the
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. They should have. I don't think they would have blew them out like all the Miami players think, but they probably would have won.
So yeah, we should. But anyways, look, the Hurricanes have been very special to me for a long time. Obviously, like I'm a bigger Dolphins fan, but I think I want the Hurricanes to win a national championship more than I want the Dolphins to win a Super Bowl because I was there in 2002. Yes, Phil made the joke, and it was an absolutely devastating moment. I don't think anyone can ever compare a worse championship experience in that we were literally hugging family members, hugging, celebrating, fireworks going off, and then it was
Confetti
taken,
came out. They were running off the field. Man,
and I swear, like after all that, like hugging family and all that, it was taken away. It was just taken away, and it's like
Why
I
were you
want it
hugging family
back,
before the game was over?
cause
motherfucker.
man,
There was a
man,
7 second delay.
yeah, man. It was 0-0. The clock was on. The clock was off.
This
Confetti, man. The game was over.
it
The
was
game was
passing,
over.
it was passing complete, and then everyone just like everyone was
And then the
watching it.
flag came. The flag came out so much after that pass, man. It was like the pass happened, and I was like, "Oh, they fucking won!" And I saw that flag, I was like, "Yes!"
Fuck you.
I mean, you know,
Sorry.
I hated Miami, but then when I saw the play, I was like, "Oh, that's bullshit." Even as a Miami hater, I was like, "That's bullshit."
It was horrible, and it was like the disintegration of a dynasty right before my very eyes. It's like
Yeah,
I
that
got
was the moment. That was the moment.
it was like I got to witness the end, like the very end and nothing else. So, anyways, the team means a lot to me. And when Al Golden, so in Randy Shannon's last year, people calling for his head. I was not as against him. I thought there were too many players in the team were given a lot of slack. Everyone like there were the leaders on those like 2008 2009 teams I didn't think were very effective. But anyways, like I wasn't too big on Shannon getting fired. Like I was cool with it. I was fine with it. But I wasn't like calling for his head. Al
Nevin
Golden,
Shapiro.
yes. I mean, yes. I want to say this about Al Golden because I've ranted about Al Golden on the show. But I believe at the start of the season, and this is going to be another thing again. Markeem's prediction is going to come out correct, but not for the reasons he envisioned. But at the start of the season, when I asked him who's the team that could surprise in the ACC, and he said your boys, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding? This team is a joke. This team is an embarrassment." And now, of course, things are looking better now that Golden's gone. But Al Golden, I want to say this about Al Golden. I think I think Al Golden changed once he came to Miami. I think that the NCAA stuff and dealing with the Miami culture, which I don't think he was prepared for, and I don't think he really realized what that meant. I think caught him off guard. And I think like when he first got here, like the other day I went back and I watched like the introductory Al Golden press conference hired, and it was like a different dude. Like he was like you believed in him. Like you genuinely he seemed accountable. He seemed like someone that actually cared. He seemed like someone that was ready. Whereas I think he had a year or two and like things were fine, but like I think it was probably the year that we had to self impose and we didn't go to the ACC title game when we should have in 2012. And I think after that it just got progressively worse. And we had the nice start in 2013 and everyone was all happy. Then once we got lost to Florida State, the team just emotionally collapsed and never recovered from that ever. Like literally until we beat Duke, like had not recovered from that. And I wanted Al Golden fired once we lost to Duke in Duke to go 9-3 and miss the ACC title game despite starting out the season 7-0 and ranked seventh in the country. I was upset, and Golden did not get fired. He was brought back, and then to give you all a little trajectory of like my history with Golden. Well, first we got embarrassed in the bowl game. That was bad. But the season started, and I was like, I told all my friends this season is a waste. Al Golden needs to go, and There's no point in getting excited. And they were all happy and celebrating. No, let's get excited for the season. I'm like, without Golden, we will never do anything in this league. Here's some crazy stats for you guys. Al Golden Al Golden in his fucking career, has only beaten 3 teams in 5 years. 5 years. He's only beaten 3 teams that finished the season with more than 7 wins. And the team, yeah, and those 3 teams, the 8-4 Duke team from last year, the 8-4 Cincinnati team from last year, and
That
I think,
team?
yeah, that team. That counts as one of the 3 teams, Cincinnati, and it was either Virginia. It was not Virginia. Like probably one. I think Virginia Tech in 2011, or I forget. It was a win from
No,
2011.
we beat y'all in 2011.
Yeah.
I was there.
I remember. It might have been one of the few times that Golden could ever like do anything against Virginia. But anyways, I'm forgetting because it was a while ago. But yes, he's won 3 games, realistically 2, against teams that had more than 7 wins to finish the season. He has never beaten a team that finished the season ranked. He has never beaten a team on the road that finished the season ranked in his career. In his career, the man had a losing record on the road as a head coach. He was 10-12 on the road, and last year he was horrible. And last year, I was tired of Golden. I was ready for him to go. I was done with this team. But I still, I was like, okay, let's at least try to have some fun with the season. I saw the Louisville game. That was horrible, the season opener. Then they played Georgia Tech. And when they played Georgia Tech, in Georgia Tech, and they started out with a 14-0 lead, and then completely collapsed and lost by 11 points. After that game, I was done with the Hurricanes. Like, absolutely done. I was done. I was still a fan, but I was done. I said I was not going to invest any emotional energy into the team whatsoever. After that loss, I was so upset, and I just wanted Golden to get fired. And we continued the season. The season was a mess. The season was. I was very indifferent. I was indifferent for a team I loved, for a team that I cherished.
He sounds like me talking about the Eagles, man.
I was indifferent. I was done with it. I was like, even when we beat Virginia Tech on the road, and I watched that game with my brother when I was at his school, and everyone was cheering, I was like, this is nice, but this doesn't mean anything. And then we played Florida State. We're up 23-10 at halftime, and my friend literally goes, "Are you getting excited now?" And I turn to him and I say, "No, I'm not. We're going to lose this game in a heartbreaking fashion because that's what Golden does." And then we lost that game. We lost out the season. We finished the season with a losing record. Golden still keeps his job. How is that ever acceptable at the University of Miami to go
Never.
6-7?
Not in Miami.
6-7. Can you imagine any other big school doing that? You see coaches get fired after only winning 8 games, after only winning 7 games. Motherfucking this guy had a losing record, and the university administration kept him. And I was just done. And then it got to a point where I told everyone before the season that the Canes were going to lose to Cincinnati. I predicted it. I was like, this is a perfect Golden collapse. Prime time, on the road, against a team that's decent.
That was the moment where I was like, nah, fuck them. Fuck this team, man.
Yes.
When they lost.
No.
The moment I was like, fuck this team is when they almost lost to Nebraska.
To Nebraska, yeah. At home. Yeah, they almost lose to Nebraska. And they play Cincinnati. And literally in the game we lose by 11 points to fucking Cincinnati. And after that game was when I thought, okay, Golden is definitely getting fired this year. Like, it might be at the end of the season, it might be mid-season, but he's definitely eventually going to get fired. So I don't need to be in such, unless he beats Florida State. But I was like, you know what, I don't need to be in such a bad mood anymore. So then the Florida State game was a little tight, whatever. Then the Clemson game. And for the first time in my life, I was actually rooting for a loss. I had reached that point. And I know I hear all the arguments from all the fans. Oh, you can't quit on your team. Oh, you can't give up on them when times are tough. I wasn't giving up on them. I was considering what was best for the team. I'm sorry. Like any argument about you have to cheer on the players, you have to cheer on the people. If you rooted for Al Golden to beat Clemson and possibly come back another year, you were rooting for Al Golden to ruin more players' careers. And that to me is not caring about the players.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
That is That is not considering the player's best interest. That is
Oh
not
my
doing what's
God.
best for the kids. You're actively worse for the kids. This is a man. This man has ruined so many careers. Look at all those stars that came from UM that are in the NFL that are kicking ass right now, who had mediocre college careers when they didn't have to, all because Golden couldn't run a fucking program to save his life.
That's
Like,
true. A lot of those
look,
dudes could be first rounders and shit like that, and they weren't because that's true.
Look, I mean, just the talent is insane. Like everyone knows about last year's draft with Eric Flowers and Denzel Perryman and Duke and Philip Dorsett and Clive Walford and all that incredible talent. But like, look at the years before. Look at what Alan Hearns is doing in the NFL now. Look at him, like actually having like a successful, productive like career as a number two wide receiver when no one thought he had anything close to that type of potential. Look at motherfucking Anthony Chickillo on the fucking Steelers right now, who was a
Yeah.
five-star recruit when he came to UM. He was mediocre on the UM defensive line because the defensive scheme was horrible. It was too much read and react. It wasn't anything aggressive. Golden never changed it, and as a result, he went in the 6th round, even though he had first-round talent. And now he's doing well with the Steelers. That the muffed, whatever, the Raiders muffed punt this past weekend. Anthony's the one that recovered that.
Yeah, yeah, I
Like,
saw that.
yeah, and he was a five-star recruit when he came to Miami, and his career was wasted when he got here. Like, there's so many. Ladarius Gunter, like a very talented cornerback, who had a decent career at UM, was in a terrible scheme, terrible system. Didn't get, I believe, if I remember correctly, didn't even get drafted, or if he was drafted, he was drafted in the 6th or 7th round. And then he impresses the Packers so much over the summer that he makes their roster and actually plays meaningful snaps for them now.
Yeah,
And he
he's there one of the nickelbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was at UM, but no one gave a shit because we had too much of a soft zone coverage, which required cornerbacks. Even though you recruit cornerbacks that are physical, those are look. There's definitely speed in Miami. It's not like there's not, but Miami, is very smash mouth. Like there's tons of these just physical guys that are taught that way in these high schools that have that Miami swagger, like hitting someone as hard as possible, and keeping the vibe.
Shit, that's the Miami I
flowing.
grew up hating. Smash mouth, in your
Exactly.
face, physical.
Like these are what the athletes are like. Yet the way they run that secondary, they don't have those cornerbacks pressed. They don't engage in any physicality whatsoever. They run a soft zone scheme where they rely on cornerbacks being quick to get to the ball. Even though you recruit cornerbacks who run a 4.5, 4.6 and are very physical, and you're asking them to be the fastest motherfuckers in the field, like directly, actively, not coaching the talent you have. Like Phil, Markeem, I don't know how much you know about Tracy Howard, but Tracy Howard was a five-star recruit when he came to Miami, the top cornerback in the country, I believe. He's had a very bad career since he's been here because he runs a 4.5 and they don't let him play press. They force him to engage in a soft zone coverage actively against his talents. Just you watch him blossom into one of the biggest NFL gems you've ever seen. Just you watch him. I think he has a chance to get drafted in the later rounds because he's going to have a good combine. Kind of like how I don't even know if you guys remember. I said on this podcast that Philip Dorsett was going to go in the first 2 rounds because he was going to impress everybody with his speed. Like, yes, Tracy Howard might have a good combine, but watch all the articles you'll read next offseason about how impressive he's looked and how all the things he's taught them and all this and that. Like this is so much talent that Golden just killed. And I know I'm dragging here, but this is
this is awesome.
This is why I rooted for us to lose to Clemson. I was like, I am actively rooting for losses. I will be happy when UM gains yards. I will be sad when UM has completions. I crossed that barrier. All those guys I mentioned, and there are countless others. There's so many other examples. I've just been telling you about what's been going on the last year or two. There's so many guys, so many talented guys that never got to go to the ACC title game, never got to enjoy a season more than 7 wins, except once. All that talent just didn't get to have a good college career because Golden ran a bad defense, didn't want to change coordinators, was stubborn as fuck, was terrible in late game situations, and absolutely had the team coming out flat and could never, ever be the emotional leader to pull this team out of a slump. Once they started the slump, they were going to stay there because that's how they were. Because Golden could not save them. Oh, yeah. Here's another thing. What does Golden do this offseason when everyone says, how is it that with 5 first-round picks or first and second-round picks, with all that talent, after you lose to FSU last year, why do you get your asses kicked by Virginia, by Pittsburgh, and then by South Carolina to finish the season with a losing record. How do you go losing record with all that talent? What's the narrative that Golden spreads? It's that, oh, the leaders from last year were selfish. They were bad leaders. And yes, Markeem,
You told me about that.
and I know we've talked about this in the show before, where you thought there might have been something to that. Look, whatever. But for Golden's mentality to brainwash everyone into thinking, well, they were the problem. Now, like, there's no me guys on the team. Now everyone's like, no one here is selfish. And then the same fucking thing happened, Markeem. Like, it was no different from last year. It was the same fucking thing. It was the same thing. So, like, yes, I know you thought maybe they might have been selfish, but you have to look at this year's team and think, oh, is it just a new crop of selfish players, or is there something wrong with the coaching staff's ability?
True that.
They lost, so they go to Clemson, they play Clemson, and I'm rooting for a loss. And, like, Clemson goes up 21-0, and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, this is great. Like, this is so good. And then we lose 28-0, and then Kaya gets hurt, and then things get really bad. It's 42-0 before halftime. And at this point, I'm no longer happy. At this point, I'm like, I know this is what I wanted, but this is too far. This is not, this is, like, think about that. The loss was so bad that as jaded as I am, as pissed off as I am about this program, the loss was so bad that, like, I felt bad about it. Like, I was upset. Now, even though I didn't give a shit, even though I wanted this team to lose, I was just like, God damn it, now I'm mad at the team again because this is too much. And then they had the worst loss in program history. I know that they had to put Malik Rozier in there. I know he's a backup who isn't very good. I know all those arguments.
Still, man, like that was inexcusable, man. 51-0. This is Miami, man. It's Miami.
58-0. The worst loss.
I know the Orange Bowl is gone. I know it's not the same. You know what I mean? I know it's not the same. I know it's not the Miami I grew up with. But that's just nuts, man. That's wild.
It was upsetting. And then he tried to like, Golden, like, didn't pull the starters until very late because he wanted to make the score more respectable so he can keep his job. And it was just shameful. And the next day, and, like, I told all my friends, like, everyone was like, man, this is done. This is over. And I was like, look, I agree this is horrible, but I don't know if anything's going to change because look at what he's done for the past 5 years, and they keep bringing the motherfucker back. He has 9 lives. And then the next day, Golden was fired.
No, Lane Kiffin has 9 lives.
Fine. This is true. By the way, some people want Lane Kiffin to be the next coach. Just saying.
Yeah. I heard that. How would you feel about that?
Oh, I'm gonna read something for you that I think you'll like. I'll read something for you in a bit once I finish this. But look, Golden's gone. I think he has potential to be a nice guy. I think he was a nice guy, and I think the culture wasn't a fit for him at all. It was not at all what he's. It was not at all, I think, what he's used to, what he's good for. That like culture, the Miami style, was not for Golden. That's fair. But
Butch Davis, man, that's what I'm hearing. Butch Davis.
Yeah. And
would you be alright to that? Him coming back?
You see, at first I actually was really against it because I just have a general stance that you probably shouldn't be going backwards. Like, you probably shouldn't be hiring the guys that left. Like, I know, like, he didn't want to leave, and it was because he wouldn't get a raise, and he had an offer from the Browns, but I generally just have a stance. It's kind of probably a bad idea to rehire
He did it the
people.
right way, too. He left probably the most classy way possible.
Yeah, no, I do agree. And, like, obviously everyone in Miami wants him. I don't deny that he'll be able to recruit. I don't deny that he'll be able to set up a good staff. Like, you might see all these NFL coordinators that have just bombed out, like Greg Schiano. I mean, NFL coaches that bombed out, like Greg Schiano and Rod Judzinski. That literally may be our offensive and defensive coordinator, if he does come back. I've been hearing that. Yes, it'd be cool. I still am just hesitant because I don't know. It's like it's like the Cavs, like, bringing back Mike Brown, for example.
Yeah,
to,
I got
try to, like, recreate it. And, like, when does that ever work? When has that ever worked in any sport ever? So as a result, I'm not like against it. Like I said, like, I'll be fine with it. It's just, it concerns me to go back to the well like that.
Phil is really quiet.
Is he still alive? Phil. He's recording. I hope so.
Oh my God. Phil died on the damn. He's dead.
I don't even know if I should keep talking. Is any of it even being recorded?
I don't
Phil,
know.
Phil, remember to fucking edit this, by the way. I know you never do, but come on now.
Now leave this in. Leave all this in.
Fine, I'll just try to.
What are you talking about?
Oh God, what the
Were
hell
you
did you
there?
I
go?
walked to the kitchen. I didn't think you'd be done. Of course, I walked to the kitchen. You're done. I ain't gonna get edited. It's all in. It's gonna all have to stay.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't done either. It was just I had Markeem just thought you were too quiet. But anyways, look, let me just want to read this. Look, Golden's gone. I honestly do wish him the best. I think he'll be a better fit at another place. But he was a bad fit for UM. He was a bad coach, and he brought me to my lowest point as a fan I've ever had. And I couldn't be happier that he's gone. And now I don't have to have guilty. Now I can watch the game and like know that the team wins and not feel like, man, like this is bad for us long term. Like I don't have guilt anymore. It's lovely. One thing, Larry Scott. I've met Larry Scott, the new interim head coach. I met him a few years ago. Nice dude, smart guy. When he took over the job, I thought he could actually do an impressive, like, little momentum change. And obviously, for those that don't know the story, um, Artie Burns, one of the DBs, his mother died actually of a heart attack recently, and that
Oh, shit.
really, yeah, and that really motivated and energized the entire team. It happened like 2 days before the Duke game. Then they obviously
Oh,
they
you
won.
mean the Duke game that you guys won in quotes?
Quotations.
Oh my God. Look, there was a bullshit PI call when Duke was driving, like the previous drive that was called. Like it's football, man. There's bad calls on both sides. Just because
Man,
it's the last play.
kid. They reviewed it, kid. Still,
No, there was a
People got
record.
suspended for it.
There was a record number of.
what happened to kid?
I'm here. Can't you hear me?
Okay, what'd you say?
There was a record number of ACC penalties that game. A record number.
Oh yeah. It was some bullshit going on. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the bullshit pass interference call, maybe they don't score the previous drive and they're not ahead in the first place. So, like, what the fuck? Like, this is football. This is how it works.
Well, my only thing is the fact that if the ACC is going to go out and suspend the refs, like, come on.
We were the better team. If anybody that watched that whole game, not just the last play, if you watched the whole game, we were the better
Oh
team.
yeah. Y'all controlled the whole first half.
So
I watched.
the better team.
I watched the game, kid.
I know. But look, now I want to so is there guilt me rooting for like Larry Scott to like win out and maybe he becomes the next head coach? Not really. I don't think the university's honestly like sans him literally winning the ACC. I don't think there's much you can do for the university to seriously consider him. There's a lot of attention on the next candidate. There's too much
Y'all need to
fan
get a
cry.
name. Y'all need to
Yeah.
get a name.
So I can happily root for him to beat UNC this weekend and not feel bad. Anyways, let me read you what I sent a friend when a friend was like, I think we should hire Lane Kiffin. It was in a group chat. I want to completely kill the notion that we should even consider Lane Kiffin for the position. Only a few people seem to be high on him, but I want to kill this with fire. I will be upset if we hire Lane, and I will be just as jaded as I was before Golden got fired. Let me explain why. In 2013, USC was ranked before the season as the number one team in the country. They were ranked number one in the AP, with the quarterback many expected to win the Heisman, and with a roster many expected to win it all. That season, they underperformed to epic levels, far worse than anything UM has done with Golden. They let Oregon drop 63 points on them. I don't care if Oregon had the greatest offense of all time. A team with that much talent allowing 63 points is inexcusable. USC, with all that talent and with talent at the QB position just like we have, finished the regular season 7-5. They then lost to Georgia Tech in their bowl game and finished 7-6. The bowl game wasn't close either. Georgia Tech won by 2 touchdowns. The 21-7 final score, aka a worse loss than Golden's loss to Georgia Tech last year, and this was on a neutral field. Now, everyone's big point when describing why Golden was a bad coach was because we went 6-7 last year with a great roster. We went 6-7 with a roster that had a lot of NFL talent. This was so egregious and so horrible to us that everyone wanted Golden's head. Lane Kiffin went 7-6 with a roster that was ranked number one in the country. Bad, if not worse, than Golden's underwhelming coaching performance from last year. I don't care if Lane Kiffin is literally the greatest recruiter in all of college football. If we hire him to be our head coach, we are guaranteed to disappoint and we will flail in a few seasons again, possibly reaching depths lower than what Golden reached. 58-0 is able to be topped when the head coach gave up 50-plus points to ASU and 60-plus points to Oregon. There is no argument for Kiffin, and we are in huge trouble if we hire him. I legitimately think he might be worse than Golden, and no one should have him any higher than dead last on their coaching lists.
Everywhere in the country should read that letter, not just Miami.
I was just like, let's not even, before we even start, let's just not discuss this as a good idea. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Golden's gone. The other, I mean, there's various like candidates over like who people want to replace, like Fuente and Herman. People are very high on.
I'm asked Phil the same thing. Like, go ahead, kid. But...
Yeah. Fuente from Memphis, Herman from Houston. Everyone. Say it again.
What was Markeem going to ask me?
About those two guys as South Carolina replacement coaches.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, who would you want to replace Spurrier at South Carolina?
I don't know, man. I don't even know like top names that are out there that want jobs. I mean, I don't.
Well, I'll tell you.
Well, I don't want Chip Kelly. I'll say that.
Hey, man, listen. All right, listen. If you want y'all not to suck quickly, then yeah, Chip Kelly's awesome. But if you actually want to win something really important,
man. Oh my God! You really think Chip Kelly's never going to win a Super Bowl with the Eagles already? You already know enough to say that?
Man, look, all right, it's really doubtful. It's really doubtful.
Do you have more confidence in Andy Reid than you do Chip Kelly?
At the time, you talking about when Andy Reid was our coach and we was in the midst of our run and all that?
No. I mean like towards like 2011, 2012.
Oh no, come on now, no, but not in Philly, no.
All right, listen. I'm gonna tell you who's at the top of my list. I want one of those young coaches. I'm fine with that. But the guy I like the most is Hugh Jackson from the Bengals, offensive coordinator. He's interested in the job, apparently, according to some reports. I think he'd be great with kids. I think the past 3 years, before he was offensive coordinator, he was the running backs coach. And if you look at the guys he was coaching up, like Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard, these were people that were essentially college athletes because they were right out of college. And he helped develop them into good NFL players. And I think, therefore, this is some evidence that he can work with kids.
Kid.
What?
How would you feel if it was Spurrier?
I would be pissed. I'd be like, okay, so you retired. I'd be like, what the heck is this?
Well, I would be happier with Spurrier than Golden. Like literally, with the exception of Lane Kiffin, anybody is better than Golden.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if you get Lane.
But yeah, I'm also hearing
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart. That's the name. Because I don't think he'll ever leave Nick Saban. I really don't. I think it's like a Bud Foster situation. I think he'll never leave. That's what I think. I think at this point, if you get Saban, you get Smart. That's what I think happened.
What's the Texas coach's name?
You talking about Mark Strong? I mean Mark Strong.
Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong. Mark Strong. That's an actor.
I've heard his name too. They're gonna have to fire him, which is possible, but they're gonna have to fire him. He's getting paid too much. He ain't going nowhere.
But isn't he a good coach?
He's a really good coach. You got homeboy from Oklahoma State. What's his name? Mike Young, I think that's his name. Mike something.
Yeah.
What the fuck is his name? Look that up.
I will. But before I do, I'm just curious. Why do you think what Charlie Strong has done has not worked out well in Texas? If he's a good coach,
I think they're gradually getting better. I just think that his system does not work for the Big 12. Like those teams are, run the spread, let's go type offense, and he's a dude that kind of likes to slow it down. And I don't think it's gonna work.
Just for people that don't know, Charlie Strong was the defensive coordinator for Carolina. That's why a lot of people are saying him.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Strong's also considered for the UM job.
They're gonna have to fire him. Like he's not leaving. He's getting paid to do that.
Mike Gundy.
There you go, Mike Gundy. Like I could see him maybe wanting a bigger job. What bigger than Miami?
He went off on a reporter years ago in a famous
Yeah,
rant.
yeah, that was everywhere. You want to blame
Oh,
me?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah, I'm a man.
I still
Yeah.
still quote that to this day.
But yeah, Golden's gone. I'm happy. Yay. All right, now let's actually talk about like Markeem. It's cool. We'll defer to you. This is what people want to know. Your insight on the top teams. Explain what they've been doing good, bad, like overall state of affairs. If they've surprised you. This is why people like our show. So let's start it off with number one, Clemson, who has not been choking and actually beat Florida State this year. Explain.
Yeah, I think we can just chalk this up. This feels different. Like I don't think they're gonna choke. I think that this just feels different, man. Their defense is attacking like after pretty much like fucking Dalvin Cook went off for 3 big runs, but other than that, he really did nothing. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? They're different this year. You know what I mean? And they got a good quarterback. Deshaun Watson can play. They got either the best or second best receiving core in the country. Yeah, man. Like they're different. They are different. I won't lie. And Dabo Sweeney is kind of letting them do their own thing. Like he's taking the Larry Coker approach, which I think is working. So it's different this year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be shocked if they win that.
Unfortunately
Wow.
for them, Deshaun Watson is on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
What you say?
I said, unfortunately for them, though, I found out this week Deshaun Watson is on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Up. That's usually a bad omen.
Yep.
He's either gonna get hurt or he's gonna magically suck all of a sudden.
I got pretty happy about that when I saw that. Also, another thing, even though I am a Gamecock fan, Hunter Renfro, actually, I got to watch him play high school football. He played quarterback, everything. He was unbelievable for Saucony, which is a high school.
Hunter Renfro.
So actually, you've ever seen me tweet about Hunter Renfro, that's why I'm tweeting about him, because I actually got to watch him play high school football. So not room for Clemson, just room for him.
All right. So what about Ohio State, Markeem? What's up with their quarterbacks?
Cardell Jones is terrible. Like like I said last year,
Overrated.
he was. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe, probably, but I said last year like he was a mess from the waist down. Like he moved his feet too much. He didn't step in all his throws. He threw too much. His release was too high. I mean, he had problems. And like he changed none of them. And now he was actually inserted as the starter. They gave him the keys, and I think it was pretty obvious it was a bad idea. They're like a totally different team with JT Barrett. They look unstoppable with JT Barrett. I think they should have went with that the whole time. Even though I thought it didn't matter. I thought Cardell maybe fixed this problem, but he didn't. Same old Cardell.
Do you think he should? But like, did you think he was fucking terrible last year though?
No, I think he was good. The thing is, that's the thing I was talking about earlier with Andrew Luck. He was the perfect backup. He came in and he did a little bit of what they asked JT Barrett to do. He was the perfect backup. But there was a reason JT Barrett was the starter. I think because he won Urban Meyer a title, Urban was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance to try and win this job. That's what I think happened. And he didn't win it. So there you go.
Wait, do you think he should have just gone to the draft?
I thought he should have left, but when he stayed, I was like, well, maybe that's the arrangement him and Urban Meyer have. You know, that he's going to give him a chance to try and win the job. And I think it was pretty obvious that he did. He just didn't win the job.
I mean, he did start.
He'll never start in the NFL.
You say he'd never start in the NFL? You're right. He would never start in the NFL.
He would have been a top pick, man.
But he wouldn't have started, man.
No, but I mean, he would have had a potential to start.
I don't know if he would have been a top pick. He would have been like second, third round, I think.
All right. I meant top pick guys in like first couple. Like now, he won't even make that. I don't think.
He's awful, terrible.
So Markeem, do you think I know you said this before, but I just feel like I don't know. I've watched a lot of their game, not the whole game, so maybe I'm only getting partial of it. But I just feel like Ohio State's overrated. I just don't see it.
Have you seen them with JT Barrett?
Yeah, I've seen them both. Yeah.
Like have you seen him like when he started? I'm not talking about like when he just.
I think I have. freaking go back and forth so much? I don't know. So
Like since he started, they've looked unstoppable. Like when he starts, they've looked unstoppable. They look like I think the defense is overrated. They're overrated, but the offense though, man,
well, Zeke is
nah,
a
bro.
beast. I can't lie.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott is a monster. If it wasn't for Leonard Fournette being crazy, amazing minus last week, he would probably be like, more publicized. But Leonard Fournette just looked like Superman all year. So
Do you think that it's kind of off? Do you think that as Big Rat gets the pick, do you think that Fournette, if obviously barring something crazy, LSU's not going to make the Final Four? Do you think that that's going to have an effect on that season?
what you say?
Like, do you
I
think
didn't hear the last part.
LSU not making the Final Four or playoff will hurt Fournette? Heisman chances. Oh,
No, no. The thing that hurts Fournette's Heisman chances is what happened
the family.
on Saturday. You know, but if anybody that watched that game, they'll tell you it wasn't his fault that it happened.
But the thing is, fullback and offensive line wasn't in the game or something.
Their fullback, who was his lead blocker, because they run a lot of off tackle plays where he's the lead blocker. He just couldn't go, and I think that was the difference.
Yeah. So what I want to know is though, like if it's not Fournette, who's it gonna be?
All right, okay. You want my top guys right now? You want my top guys?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. To me, there's three. All right, there's three guys. You got Leonard Fournette, obviously. You got Corey Coleman. And you got Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, those are good options.
Because Derrick Henry, of everyone, has had the Heisman performance of the year so far. He took a defense that everybody thought was pretty damn great and put up 200 on them. I'm just saying. The offensive line had a lot to do with that, though. But
Derrick Henry's I remember last year when he was behind Yeldon, someone tweeted that he thinks that the T.J. Yeldon Derrick Henry combination reminded him of the Glenn Coffey Trent Richardson combination, where he thought at least the backup had more potential in the next year to do better.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you were high on Yeldon, but even you must admit his Bama run was kind of a disappointment.
Well, a lot of that had to do with because he split time with Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, yeah. Fair. All right. Anyways, speaking of Corey Coleman, so I know we say this. I feel like every fucking year we do this podcast, Baylor's like in the top four or five, and we say is this going to be the year? And every year something just happens. Is this year different, Markeem?
I don't know, man. I think that their defense scares me for what. But there is no team in the country, if it turns into a shootout, no one can score with them. No one can keep up. Y'all know Corey Coleman has 20 touchdowns right now?
Yeah, he's it's insane, yeah.
Like he can finish the season with 30 touchdowns receiving. That's unheard of, man. That's unheard of. The record is 27. I can't remember who has it, but that's the record. He can end up with 30. Scary thought, man. Scary thought. And no one can cover him. It's not because he's playing weak competition. No one can cover him. That's like putting an elite receiver. Don't get me wrong. There's some bad defenses in the Big 12. It's some bad ones, but he's elite. That's why his numbers are so inflated, because he is one of the best in the country, playing a bunch of bad defenses every week. I don't know if he's the best, but it's amazing. It's amazing to watch, really, because his speed, no one can catch him. It can be a screen, a 5-yard post, a go route. No one can catch him.
Markeem.
Nobody.
I looked up the record for you. Monty Ball has the record in the FBS, 39.
I'm talking receiving.
Oh, receiving touchdown?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the record's 27, I believe.
Is he a running back or a receiver?
Receiver.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking he's a running back. That's why I said that. Receiving touchdown.
Corey Coleman is a monster, man. A monster. I know everyone brings up Doxson from TCU, but
FBS, it's Troy Edwards, Louisiana Tech.
They get 27, right?
Yeah, and FCS is Jerry Rice, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Let me ask you this, Markeem, while we're kind of on Baylor. Do you think like this is like if they miss out if a Big 12 team doesn't make it again this year, like is this like finally going to be a wake up call that look you guys have to schedule bigger out of conference games because I feel like that's a big thing that is a knock on the Big 12. That and of course they're like the only one left that doesn't have a championship. They've got to change that. I mean I think that's some two big things that the Big 12 has to change. Because I know that it's hard to change. It takes more than one party, but.
To me, last year was the wake up call. Like, I should have told them, like,
Well,
we
right.
need.
I mean, I agree, but I'm saying this year, I mean, that would be like, okay, look, you have no excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
If they had a championship game, I think that we wouldn't even care that much. It's just they gotta. It's the scheduling, man. They gotta just. I don't know. They gotta tweak it a little bit.
well, you can make the argument they had a championship game and TCU won it. Then TCU probably would have made it in there.
And would have lost. But
But yeah,
whatever.
So, what do you think about TCU?
I told you before the season that team's offensive line, which is their bread and butter, had not been challenged yet. They got challenged. Trayvon Boykin got ramrocked, bruh. He got destroyed. He got shellacked. He got beat on. He got mugged. He got think of any word you could think of that that involves someone getting beat up, bruh. He got destroyed. And he looked flustered for the first time I've ever seen him look flustered. And I'm high on that dude. I think as a college player, he's legit. You know what I mean? But, I knew as soon as they faced the pass rusher, and they didn't even have their best pass rusher. I forget that kid's name, but he's pretty goddamn amazing. But they didn't even have their best pass rusher, and they got to him at will the whole game, the entire game. And Doxson got hurt, which does take a lot of win out their sails. I know that, but still. Like that team, and they don't defend. No one on that team plays consistent defense. They don't have any good tacklers. They're just not. They're not the team they were last year. They're just not. I know everyone came back, but at the end of the season, you saw that they gave up too many yards in crucial situations. They didn't know how to get off the field. That defense did not know how to get off the field. And the offensive line, as I told you, is overrated. They just weren't challenged, and they got challenged, and that's what happened. Like, they got killed. That game was way more lopsided than the final score looked, and they lost by like 24 points. So think about it. Like, they got destroyed. It was bad.
Do you still think that? What was I going to say? Oh, because Boykin was your Heisman pick before the year, right?
Yeah, I thought he was going to win it. Yeah.
Is he completely out of the picture? Do you know?
They would have to soundly beat Baylor. That's the only way.
But do you think Baylor's going to lose to them?
No.
Then that could be a problem.
I think Baylor's going to run the table. I think this year they will finally make it over the hunt and run the table. They will win a bunch of shootouts for the rest of the year until the playoffs.
So you have them in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I got them in the playoffs.
And then they lose what in the semifinal?
Yeah, because I don't think they're better than any of the other three teams that make it.
Bama, Clemson, Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't think so. Bama would just be able to run right at them. Like, it wouldn't be fair.
The last thing I want to ask you about is Jim Harbaugh and his return to Michigan. I know you said at the start of the year that it might take him a year or two. He may only win 7 games this year, but how do you think now after seeing them for a few weeks?
That man is a genius. It's like that defense, man. Have y'all seen that defense? They went 3 straight weeks with shutouts. Shut out Northwestern. Shut out, I think it was Indiana. Shut them out. Who else they shut out? Someone, and BYU. They shut them out. That man is special. That's a special man. He's the John Locke of college football. That's a special man.
He might be the greatest football coach in the country besides Belichick.
Yeah, I would agree. I think in terms of just being a head coach, yeah, I would agree with that. Kip Phil didn't hear what I said.
I heard you. I heard you.
I mean,
That's a special guy though.
it's hard to like obviously like comparing most like players, coaches, whatever is always hard, but one of the reasons why it's hard is because people like stay at the same place for a long time. And there's always the question, how good would this coach be if he didn't have this GM? How good would this quarterback be if he didn't have this coach? But Harbaugh, this is now his third major
Don't matter.
Yeah,
Wherever he goes, man, it don't matter.
I don't know that end in San Fran doesn't look good on him. I think.
Well, I mean, it was both sides, man. I don't think it was the same.
Well, yeah, clearly they wanted him gone, but still.
He also went to three. He went to three. He went to three NFC Championship games in a row, man. I mean, that's hard to do in your first 3 years.
Andy Reid did it.
Oh, okay. Let's just.
God, man.
Phil has no respect after the 2004 Super Bowl.
I actually must have been out of the loop tonight with Fallout 4, but Markeem, how is Notre Dame? I know the rankings don't matter, but how are they 4 at this point?
You gotta look at their loss. Like you gotta look at their loss.
Yeah,
like they're
lost.
I mean, yeah, no. Oh, you gotta. I mean, Bama lost too, to be fair. But you also gotta look at strength of schedule, man, and you gotta look at the quality of.
I mean, I guess Iowa and Baylor haven't got to that part of their schedule yet, so I guess I understand it to an extent. But I don't get that.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, man, like if they beat Baylor, like Oklahoma State runs the table, they will be in the like whoever wins the Big 12, they have to run the table. If that happens, they'll be in that game. I mean, they will.
So who do you think
playoff?
So you think the Pac-12 is just gonna they're done, right?
They're beating each other up, man. Stanford has to run the table, and that doesn't seem likely. And they gotta hope someone loses. They're beating each other up. I told everyone that's the best conference in college football, man.
Stanford could beat Notre Dame in the last week. That would give them a shot.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it still depends on what Baylor and Big 12 does.
All right. Last college football thing, then we'll move on to the picks. UF, Jim McElwain, his first year, obviously incredibly impressive. What are your thoughts there?
Did you say Jim McElwain? I could have sworn it was McElwain.
Yes, I just mispronounced it. Yeah,
McElwain. That's like Matt Swab. Remember that? Matt
Swab.
When was Matt Swab?
Phil used to say that all the time. Matt Swab.
I remember Laundry Matt.
Yeah, Laundry Matt and the Welcome Matt.
But yes, Jim McElwain, just go for it.
They needed an offensive guy. It's obvious, you know what I mean? Because Muschamp, who I think might just be terrible. Like, fuck that guy.
Wow. You called him a defensive genius.
I used to like him
a few years ago.
I mean, look at Auburn, man. Like, look at Auburn. Like, that whole team is a disaster, man. And they got talent. I understand those aren't his guys, man, but still, like, there's no excuse for them to be giving up as many yards as they get. Like, fuck the points. Like, it'd be long drives. Like, I could understand if, like, you just might not be a good red zone defense. Like, that happens. But for everyone to score on such long drives against you, that says a lot about you, I think. That's pathetic. But what was I saying? Yeah, McElwain. Yeah, the offense is better. They have balance. They always had the horses on defense. Now they just got a coach that actually knows what he's doing. It's not they always had the players. It's Florida. And like you said about Miami, like all three of those schools there, like it's Florida. Not much else to say. They have a good coach. They didn't have one before. There you go.
Do you think they have any shot to have like a close competitive game with Bama?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
High praise.
They're about to lose this week.
Okay, Phil. But they
first. I'm just saying. I'm calling it.
They're not gonna win though. Like they can't beat Bama. It's not happening. But
all right. Fair. Now I want to get into the games because this is always fun stuff. now, because this week there's
Oh,
some
oh yeah.
real.
One last thing. Tom Brady is the NFL MVP.
Yes.
Just
Oh,
want to say it on the air.
great.
Yeah.
Well,
Anybody that says
Shut
anything
up and
else,
let him greatness. Okay, come on.
I'm saying anyone that says anything else is at this point is just hating. Like he is far and away. He should probably be if he keeps this up. Like this reminds me of and as much as I said I didn't think he should win the Heisman, it reminds me of like Mariota last year where he just had like a perfect fucking season as a quarterback. That's what this reminds me of. Real shit.
Still the most overappreciated.
Here you go. Here you go.
Yeah. Anyways, now that we're done with the fucking Tom Brady love on this show, we can move on to actual like tangible issues.
One more thing. You better hope. Not last year was one thing because I was a troll already. But you better hope they don't win this year.
I'm always
Five times.
Phil. As long as Tom Brady's their quarterback,
Yeah.
I will root for them
Anybody
to
that's
lose.
foolish enough to say like anybody that tries to say that he isn't top 5 now, if he was the 5th one, you can't do that. Like that would be hating.
He was a 5th one. You can't argue it. Period. He's number 1.
I don't know about that, but
I'm excited for Tom Brady to revert back to his playoff choking ways like he's been the past 8 years of his career, sans last year. Oh, Thank you very much. Look at the fucking numbers. Look at his numbers in the AFC Championship game.
Here you go. Look at the numbers.
Seriously, look at his numbers in the AFC Championship game. And that's not just stats.
Hey.
A lot of those games were losses too.
Here's your stat for you right here. Cam Newton's an MVP candidate, and his stats are the same as Kaepernick. I'm done. That's all you need to know.
That is true. Cam Newton would actually be my second.
So there you go. So that's how much stats mean.
Have you seen? Okay, it's not just stats. He lost a lot of those games.
To your
like, do people forget how bad he was against the Broncos in 2013?
Oh, I remember.
He was bad.
Offense was bad in general.
Time out. I thought in the fourth quarter he was actually really good. I thought the first half he was awful, but the second half he was pretty good.
Okay, how about the reverse of the Ravens game where the first half he was fine and the second half he was awful?
Yeah.
Mr. Fourth Quarter, 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter against the Ravens.
Let it go, kid.
No.
Let it go.
Never.
Go.
Never.
You will always be great, you know.
All right, let's go. Come on, guys. We got games to get to. So, Hurricanes at North Carolina. This game is essentially for the Coastal Division. The winner of this game will probably face Clemson in the ACC title game.
I thought
North Carolina looks pretty awesome. North Carolina, bro.
We beat them.
Did it? Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't you think they looked bad week 1?
Yeah, a lot has changed since then.
Definitely different.
It's Butch Davis's two previous administrations.
That's hilarious.
At the college level. Yeah, I think.
I wonder if he'll be there. I'm
gonna predict the Canes here. I'm gonna predict. Not kidding, actually. I think the Canes have new life under Larry Scott. They're kicking ass every week. It's awesome.
Get their ass kicked though.
You think they're gonna get their asses kicked?
I think they lose by like 17 again.
Hasn't North Carolina already clinched the Coastal? I'm looking at
this is for it.
No, because Miami's like 4th.
Oh, yeah. Miami, yeah.
Carolina could lose it, but Miami has no shot.
No, Phil. Miami has a shot because they have not. Miami has not. What was I going to say? Miami has not lost to any team within the Coastal.
Oh yeah. If they win out, they'll.
Yeah, but
they got to win out.
Yeah, but someone also has to lose.
Well, if we beat UNC and Duke, because remember we will have beaten UNC and Duke.
Pittsburgh still only has 1 loss. You got to think about 2.
I know. I am. I'm just saying, like, this is likely. Like, if UNC wins this weekend, it's
over
on the Coastal.
Right, I got you.
But the Hurricanes start making some noise. It's getting interesting.
Hey, I don't care who beats the Clemson as long as someone does.
Look, I don't necessarily think the Canes are actually going to win. It's just, I don't know. This feels special. The past 2 weeks, this team they've been playing with a little fire. I think Golden getting fired really motivated them.
I think they lose by like 17. Let's move
Fuck
on.
you. All right. Alabama at Mississippi State.
Well, smart money tells you Bama, Raz. Smart money tells you.
But
I'm gonna go with
Is that a
Bama. Like I'm gonna go with Bama, but this is a very dangerous game because let's put it like this: it's hard to win at Tuscaloosa. Alabama looks unstoppable there, but when the past few seasons they've been a totally different road team, man. And this is a dangerous place. Is that a noon kickoff? Isn't that a noon kickoff?
Yeah. It's no, it's 3:30. 3:30.
3:30. Okay, well 3:30. It's not prime time. It's scary. It's scary. But I think Bama wins. It'll be close though.
Do you still think that Dak Prescott is a wimp?
Yeah, he's a punk ass. But he's less of a punk ass at home, so he might make it interesting.
All right. Another interesting game we got here. The two possible few coaches of the University of Miami, Memphis at Houston.
Oh yeah, that would have been interesting had Memphis not gotten fucked up last week.
Yeah.
But
Houston needs a win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go with them because they've been finding ways to win. You know what I mean? Like they've been getting it from somewhere. Like whether it be a turnover, whether it be the offense inexplicably going crazy. Like I'm gonna go with Houston. I think they might be a team of destiny. I don't think they're gonna make the playoff, but I think them being in a New Year's Six and them maybe beating someone in the New Year's Six is very possible.
Now, what about Arkansas at LSU?
I got LSU, man. I can't imagine Leonard Fournette pitching and just having back-to-back just terrible games like that. That dude is too fucking good.
Is he the best running back since who would you even come up with? College running back.
AP.
See, yeah, I would say that, but I don't know, man, because it's been a lot of really good dudes. It's just
Mark
under
Ingram
different
won a Heisman.
circumstances. Yeah, he's better than Mark Ingram. Just in terms of skill, he's better. You had Todd Gurley just a couple of years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just last year. I don't know.
Do you think he has more?
Melvin Gordon wasn't no slouch either. You know.
Do you think he has more potential than Gurley, Leonard Fournette?
If he learns how to catch, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If he learns how to catch and commits to blocking, yeah. Because he's a good blocker, he just doesn't. He's like James Harden. James Harden can actually play defense. He just don't.
Now, Vernon Adams and the Oregon team of destiny the past few weeks against Stanford.
Oregon team of destiny the past few weeks.
This team fun to watch.
Dig it, okay. This team had Marcus Mariota's number for so long. Had Oregon's number for so long. You really think Vernon fucking Adams is gonna beat this team? Nah, bro. It'll be low scoring, and they'll lose.
Wow. Harsh words from the asshole. All right.
I don't think they're gonna get killed. I just don't, because they rarely get killed by step, but they're gonna lose.
Before we get to the big main event, let's close out the Pac-12. Utah at Arizona.
I got Utah. I think they're just a better team, and I think Scooby Wright's still hurt. Like he's playing, but he's still hurt.
And what about Washington State against UCLA at UCLA?
UCLA's gonna win. They can't stop anyone. Josh Rosen, if you pay attention, if you actually watch him play, minus inexplicable turnovers just out of fucking nowhere, that's a bad dude. Like 2 years from now, he's gonna be like Heisman winner type talent. He's really good.
First pick of the draft type talent.
Yeah. He's really, really good. Minus the inexplicable turnovers. Like why the fuck are you doing that type stuff?
All right, last game, the big one.
Whoa! I'm picking my upset, son. Carolina over Florida.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. It's happening.
What?
That's your hero pick, man.
My hero pick.
Carolina beating Florida.
Yeah.
Now, if this shit happens, we go hit the end of it. But I really doubt that, Phil. Even though that stupid boy they had, that QB that got kicked off the team. Now they got Harris playing again. Treon Harris.
Oh, you mean Will Grier?
Yeah, yeah. Like he had them scoring. You know what I mean? They were like a threat. Now they just kind of win.
You realize the Florida team just beat Vanderbilt 9-6.
Grier.
Yeah, I know. That's the one thing that worries me. Because fucking Treon Harris is awful, man.
Or 9-7, I think it was actually.
Grier, hey man, it was performance enhancing drugs. It's not like he got into a fight or anything.
I know, but he's still dumb.
How many of these players are on PEDs right now? Like
a lot, but how many actually get caught on PEDs?
Just saying.
Look, that's his fault. Look, everyone's doing it, but if you get caught, you're stupid.
All right, the main event of the weekend of college football, the big game, Oklahoma at Baylor. Markeem said earlier he thinks Baylor's still going to run Zoom, nothing different here, but nonetheless, give us your analysis.
I think this game's gonna be high scoring, man. Like y'all go, like it's funny. People gonna be watching this, like, why people want the Big 12 to do anything? They don't play no defense, and you would be right. But it's gonna be a lot of score. I just think Baylor's gonna outscore. Like this kid, man, like, you know, the kid that's replacing Seth Russell. I forget his name. He's a freshman. This is gonna be an actual test for him. You know, that's the one thing that kind of concerns me, because last week he didn't really get tested per se, and this is gonna be an actual test. But I still think he does enough to win.
The quarterback's name is what's this motherfucker's name? Jarrett Stidham.
I guess, but
yeah.
like you know,
as long as he can just throw it to Corey Coleman.
Yeah, just let him. Just make sure he gets the ball. Let him do his thing, and he'll be fine. Like it's like Billy Sims and Amari Cooper last year. Just let him get the ball, you'll be fine.
You mean Blake Sims?
Billy Sims, like I said.
What?
You're right. His name's Blake. I'm just kidding.
I thought there was some joke behind that nickname that I didn't understand for a second there.
No, I just forgot his name because I actually didn't, kid. You always ruined the joke. Like, I did this the last show where I was like, I don't remember his name. He was like Blake Sims. I was like, I know his name, kid. He just. Yeah.
So you're just like, yeah, fuck that Billy Sims guy. That was the point. Okay. Hope we feel proud about that. Anyways, all right, NFL. I've circled not that many big games. If you look at the schedule for the NFL this week, it's kind of weak. There's a lot of really good team faces really bad team. There's only a handful of games that I thought were kind of interesting. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But really the fourth is just a formality. It's not like I actually think it's an important game. But anyways, we'll start in descending order of importance, in my opinion, or in terms of interest. So first I'll say Patriots at Giants. Anybody here picking the Giants? Anybody here think it'll be close?
No. Well, think it'd be close? Yeah, I think it'd be close.
Brady beat the Giants in his revenge tour.
The revenge tour? You sound like Skip Bayless. You sound just like Skip Bayless. The Tom Brady revenge tour starts now. I'm like, oh, my God.
Congrats. He can win the MVP for only the third time in his career. That's lovely. Good for him.
I thought it was second. I thought he only had one.
No, he won it in 2010 as well.
He did?
Yeah. Remember that 2010 season? It was him or Michael Vick. That's what people were saying.
Oh, I don't even. You're right. Okay, I remember that.
No one remembers it because they went 14-2 and bombed down in the playoffs like they will again this year. But
haters.
Yeah. No, not hate. One and done. One and done.
Hey, what's that guy that y'all had at quarterback who won a Super Bowl? Oh yeah, that
who
won? What's his name? Dan. Oh yeah, nobody remembers. That's right.
What'd you say, Markeem?
Phil, don't do that. No, don't do that.
What were you gonna say?
Dan Marino was kind of a killer, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Were you gonna say who won the Super Bowl that year?
Jewelry.
Yeah, who won?
Your boy, the Packers.
Oh, I barely remember that season, man. That whole season.
The most interesting part was the Jets, and then they just kind of flamed out.
Oh, man. What a lame season. That was a lame college football season, too. It was lame. Football was lame that year.
Wait, was that the year that, wasn't that the year that Cam faced, wasn't that the Cam season?
Yeah, that was Cam season.
Why was that lame? Cam was
'Cause
awesome.
he was awesome. You are correct.
But
That's it though. That's all we're talking about.
did you see what was it? Bomani the other day. Someone took he tweeted, Cam hasn't had any wide receiver help since Florida, and someone was like, "Don't you mean Auburn?" And he's like, "No, Florida."
Yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right.
Cam really carried that whole team.
I can't name anyone on that Auburn team, but honestly, but him, Michael Dyer. That's it.
Because Cam never had Steve Smith. Get out of here.
He wasn't the same Steve Smith then. But look, whatever. Okay, whatever. So Patriots, Giants, formality, whatever. All right, Dolphins at Eagles. I told Keen this.
And Phil, you just realized you just gave us one guy.
Yeah, you said 0, so I mean.
One guy over 5 years. But anyways, I'm Dolphins at Eagles. I told Markeem this before the show. It's like they're either going to get the Dolphins are either going to win or they're going to get blown out. I see no middle ground here.
Eagles can't pull out. Get out of here.
I think we'll win. I just think we'll win. I just got a gut feeling. I really think the Dolphins aren't that much worse than us. I don't know. I don't know what. Are we good? Are we bad? Are we average? Like I said, I don't know. The Eagles are so hard to figure. It's like we go in quarters. We don't go by games. We go by quarters. Some quarters were great. Some quarters were not.
I don't want to admit it, but I think the Dolphins are either going to make the playoffs off of this or they're going to completely crater. I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm envisioning a 3 to 4 win season. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if they're going to trust Dan Campbell. They did those first few weeks after the Buffalo loss because it was so bad and the New England loss was so bad. I'm honestly not sure if the locker room has confidence in him being a competent head coach. I think they all kind of know he's an energized, smart, funny guy. I don't know if they trust him as an actual X's and O's coach. And if they don't, then that could be a problem. Because this team is prone to quitting on head coaches. They just did it earlier in the season.
I would have quit on that guy, though.
Until Dan Campbell proves me otherwise, I'm going to say that we're going to keep losing. So I'm going to pick the Eagles here as well. Phil, you literally haven't said anything in these picks.
I got you.
Okay. All right. Vikings at Raiders. This is an interesting one. Phil?
I got the Vikings pulling it off. Oakland, I don't know, man. Oakland should have beat the Steelers, and they didn't. So the Vikings are playing pretty good. They're not this flashy team or anything like that, but Bridgewater. As long as Bridgewater can go in this game, I got the Vikings. I think they're. Which, by the way, I picked to make the playoffs.
Keem?
Both of us did, actually. Me and you.
Yeah.
I picked the Chargers too. So.
Hey, man, the Chargers got the worst luck of any team in football.
Yeah.
Man. Every game they've lost has been really close.
And they've had bad injuries. They lost Keenan Allen. They lost a few other receivers. A lot of injuries on the offensive line. It's been very unfortunate. Mike McCoy is a real good coach. They'll make a big mistake if they fire him.
Yeah, it's the NFL, man. It's a cold world. It's a cold world, man.
He's a good coach. He doesn't deserve this. But yeah, Markeem, what do you think about this game?
I think the Raiders are just a year away. But honestly, I think they win. But
not surprised.
But I just think they're a year away, man. I think that Derek Carr's for real. I owe him an apology. I owe him a big apology. He's legit. Maybe he's what his brother could have been, and his brother not getting knocked around so much. But now, he can play, man. Amari Cooper is arguably the rookie of the year. Yeah, they're good. So, I think they win because I just
respect the man.
What are you talking
about? Todd Gurley, son.
Oh yeah, but I said arguably. Yeah, man. I just think they win. I think that the Vikings are just due to lose another game.
I have the same thought process. I do think the Vikings are a playoff team. I do think they're a very good team, but they're not going to go 14-2, and that's not just because they're going to lose to the Packers. They're going to have to lose some of these games. I wouldn't be surprised if they win here. I think this team is very balanced, more so than it's given credit for. But I think the Raiders are too. So
I think Teddy Bridgewater is a classic case of young quarterback. Well, last year he looked like, his numbers didn't look so great, but that dude can play, and now he looks even better this season. Kind of like the old days, kind of how you used to be able to grade a QB and not, you got to be Tom Brady in year 2.
Yeah.
So you're a failure. Like,
The Raiders' offensive line is really good, and it's a very
yep.
underrated reason. It's a big part of the reason why Derek Carr.
The only thing that scares me about that team, which is why I think they're a year away, is that secondary is awful.
Yeah, secondary is bad.
Charles Woodson is balling, but that's about it.
That D-line, those D-line and those linebackers, though, are real underrated. They got some talent there.
Khalil Mack, man. Khalil Mack is man.
You think it should have been the first pick of the draft?
No, I still think it should have been Clowney. I just don't think Clowney's healthy. I think he has regenerative knee damage.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going on. I think he'll never be the player he could have been because his knee's fucked up.
Wow, that's a depressing thought.
I think in terms of talent, it would have been Clowney had he not, his knee not gotten fucked up.
He's
It's
still doing some
hilarious.
good things.
I mean, but come on.
But he's not. He's definitely.
He's not. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of funny that it happened when he got to the league, and everybody was worried about it happening when he was in college. That's funny. Isn't that ironic? Like, oh, he should sit out. Yeah, he should sit out. And then it happens like preseason his rookie year.
Now, what about? I got the Raiders there as well. 2 more games left. Firstly, I want to get to the Sunday night game. I'll do the Thursday night game last, actually, because I actually think that's the juiciest. Cardinals at Seahawks here.
I got the Cardinals. I think they're the better team. They look better. I got the Cardinals. I think they'll be able to score some points. I think Russell Wilson has struggled a little bit more because he's been struggling this year, but yet nobody brings that up. But he'll struggle more, and I got the Cardinals.
Well, I actually got the Cardinals too for the exact same reasons. Seattle's offensive line is not that good. That defense is I want to say overrated because I don't think people think they know it's not good this year. But people just think, oh, Seattle, their defense has to be good, but not.
Now they'll get it. Like the past few weeks, they've been getting better and better though. I think they'll get it together by the end of the season. I still think that's the playoffs. I can't imagine them not making the playoffs. That's wild.
That would be wild for sure. But, I think them trading offensive lineman for Jimmy Graham was.
Oh yeah, Max Unger. Yeah, yeah.
When they clearly don't want to use Jimmy Graham like he should be used.
Well, he ain't been getting open. To be fair,
well, that's true.
He hasn't done anything.
He's not helping his case. I agree. But yeah, I got. The only thing I would say about Arizona is that it seems like some weeks they just decide not to show up. It's just weird.
I agree.
So it's like they should have never they lost to the freaking Steelers. Like, come on, man.
I can't imagine Seattle going below 500 again. I just think they're too good for that. It's in Seattle. I'm going with the Seahawks. Last game. Bills at Jets. Thursday night. This is a pretty significant game because they're both like in a wild card race. And if the Bills win, and then the Jets, in order to not get swept, would have to beat the Bills in Buffalo, like that's kind of a big deal. So, any thoughts on this one?
I got the Bills. I think
really
that,
on the road.
Yeah. I got the Bills. I think that Tyrod Taylor gives them some problems. I can't believe I just said that in 2015.
Actually, yeah. Why don't you talk about that? He's a Virginia Tech
guy.
He's
been pretty good. Like he's been like I thought he would be. Honestly, like he's been pretty good. He can win you games.
You thought he'd be an NFL quarterback coming out of VTech?
Yeah, I thought exactly that. An NFL quarterback, not a star, but an NFL quarterback. But I think I can't believe I just said that, but yeah, I think they win.
Was he before Logan Thomas, I guess?
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was when I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. Not we're losing because of you. It's not.
I'll go next. I'll go first. I think the Jets win narrowly just because it's in New York. Todd Bowles is a good. Actually, wait, no, I completely changed my mind. I'm picking the Bills because rookie head coaches struggle on Thursday night. This is empirically true. Dan Campbell.
Oh yeah, the layover, the short week. Yeah, that is true.
Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn, both struggled heavily on Thursday night. It's just, I think it's really tough on a new coach. So I'll narrowly give the edge to Rex. Plus Rex Jones. Those Jets.
I think this is gonna be an ugly game. No,
it will.
Thursday night games. The Thursday night games are the worst out there.
Especially with two teams with kind of meh offenses, man. What Well, you know what? Nah, I think the Jets might be able to run it a little bit, man. I don't know. I'm changing my pick. Man. I'm going.
God damn it.
Going with the Jets.
I thought I was gonna be the only one.
They might be able to control the clock. You know what I mean? Run it a little bit. The Bills might have a lot of 3-and-outs on the road. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with the Jets.
I got the Jets for one reason and one reason only. Rex Ryan is an egotistical retard, and he's playing the Jets. He's gonna have his ego out the roof. His team's gonna be playing ridiculously. They throw penalties all the time because Rex Ryan doesn't know how to control the asylum. He lets his inmates run it. Rex Ryan's gonna look like a fool on Thursday night. The Jets win. I hate the Jets, but the Jets are winning.
You think they're gonna win by a lot?
No, I mean it's a Thursday night game. They can't win by a lot, but I mean I think the Jets win. I would say convincingly, but that's probably like 10 points. But
I think the Bills, man. Rex Ryan in New York, I don't know, mainly because just rookie head coaches struggle on Thursday night, but I don't know. There's something about this aura that I like. For whatever reason, I think Rex Ryan is more likely to beat his former team in New York than in Buffalo.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I can't. I just got a weird feeling about it. But anyways, that is all we have for today, and this has been fun. It's been good to get the gang back together and all that jazz, talking a lot of college football, a lot of NFL, and Phil.
Felt good to go nuts about the different things I needed to go nuts about.
Do you feel relieved? Do you feel
I feel a lot better.
Energized?
Like I said, this is anytime you ask me any question about Andrew Luck, refer to this. Refer to this.
But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. Phil, thanks for recording this time. Really appreciate that.
Of course, no problem. Try to get it up faster than a certain someone.
Oh, fuck you. All right, now I'm not so thankful. But yeah, that's us, and Bigratthreeten, Markeem, Phil.
Peace, y'all.
See y'all.
Peace.